There's a move to require Washington voters prove they're U.S. citizens. Volunteers are gathering signatures for an initiative sponsored by the state's Republican Party. Olympia Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson looks at what would change under an initiative that critics say would result in voter suppression.
The Secretary of State's office says they do not have any evidence of undocumented residents voting in Washington elections recently, but the state's Republican Party wants to make it harder for unqualified voters to register. Democrats say that'll make it tougher for everyone. Another summer, another petition to sign. This initiative would change a long-time Washington voter registration requirement.
This is an important step in establishing election integrity and restoring people's trust in our election process.
Washington Republican Party Chair and State Representative Jim Walsh is heading up the effort to require documented proof of citizenship for voters in Washington state.
All they do is they check a box saying, yes, I'm a legal voter.
Currently, to register, prospective voters check a box declaring they are a U.S. citizen. If enough signatures are gathered and the initiative passes, voters would have to provide an enhanced driver's license or a passport, birth certificate, or other proof of U.S. citizenship to vote.
If you ask the average person, where is your birth certificate right now in this moment, they might not know, and it might be a challenge to pull all of that together.
Democratic Party Chair Shasti Conrad calls the move unnecessary. She says the extra step would make it harder for qualified voters to register.
And I just think that we need to make voting as easy as possible for, U.S. citizens who are part of our democracy. We all should believe in wanting to continue to have a democracy.
It's a small burden, but our law requires that you be a citizen in order to vote. And it only follows that it would be logical to require some proof of citizenship.
If they gather enough signatures by the end of the year, next year's legislature would either need to pass the initiative as written, or they could let voters decide next November. And if the law were to change, every voter in the state of Washington would need to re-register with that documentation. In Olympia, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.